Hi everybody. Okay, so a whole lot of drama and everything went down, and now everybody's been really confused, but now I am safe, and so I can tell everyone what has happened. So, about 3 weeks ago, I moved to Sydney to start a new job as an au pair, babysitting or nannying for two children at the ages of 7 and 5. And we did that. I was with their old French au pair for a week, but the thing is, when I got there, I thought I was going to be their nanny, and on top of that, they threw on that I was also going to be their maid. Now, I do not have a huge problem with cleaning. I will clean, and I clean up after myself generally, for the most part. Basically, my room's the only messy thing about me, and sometimes I forget to put stuff away. But I was not expecting to be someone's maid at all. I did not come all the way from America to Australia to scrub people's toilets. I am not about that at all. So when this whole, oh, you're going to be our maid and housekeeper as well thing happened, I was like, okay. So I tried it for a week, and I didn't do a good job. I tried. I really did try to clean, but this woman who was my boss, my new boss, was not happy with my cleaning. And Monday 2 weeks ago, she sat me down and she's like, listen, this isn't going to work out for me. And I was like, it's not going to work out for me either. I am not a cleaner. You're looking for a nanny and a housekeeper. I am just a nanny. Like, I'm happy to do a little bit of cleaning. I'm happy to do some mopping, some vacuuming, and all that kind of jazz, but doing it so much in this giant house with all these giant artifacts that are priceless and worth a lot of money, it's a stressful job to clean a house like yours, and I just can't do it. I need a job that doesn't require me to clean as hard as you want me to. And so we decided, okay, we'll part ways. And she gave me until today. She said she was giving me until today to find a new family. Thankfully, I am in a new house, but the thing is, 2 days ago, I was getting ready to go to an interview for another au pair, and I got a knock on my door. And the father was at the door. I answered it, and he said, Dana, listen, this isn't working out. A cab's going to be here in 2 hours to take you to a hostel. We've booked you for 3 nights. And so it was just like whoosh. They just kicked me out of their house. They just kicked me out of a place I was living, the only place I was living at the time. And I'm going to a place where I'm going to be basically on my own. Like, I thank them for the hospitality, for giving me at least 3 nights at a hostel, but I can't believe that they just kicked me out of their house when they promised me that I would have a place to stay until Saturday, which is today for me. Yeah, and it was very scary. I just said, okay, wow, and I shut the door and I started packing. I packed all my stuff really fast and surprisingly very organized. And I got in the cab, and I was completely numb. I was silent. Like I said, I thanked him for his hospitality. At this point now, I really kind of just want to yell at how horrible they are. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. They did let me have a place to stay. They gave me a place to sleep, and they gave me a cab ride into the city. But it was really funny because I got a Jamaican taxi driver, and he was playing Bob Marley, Every Little Thing's Gonna Be Alright. And I was like, this is so typical. It was almost annoying how funny it was. But it made me smile all the way from that place to the hostel. I got to the hostel, and I checked in, and I went into my room. It was a place where 4 people could sleep up to, but I was the only one. And then later on, an older woman came in, which was a surprise. I thought hostels were kind of for younger backpacker people. And I was talking with an agent about getting me into a family as soon as possible, and she wasn't contacting me. She wasn't making me feel reassured that I was going to be living somewhere sooner or later, and I was freaked out. And that night I went through what I had in my money. Now, I've been here for 2 months and I literally have not been able to save anything because of all this stuff that's been happening to me as an au pair. Like the first month I was saving up all my money for taxes, which they are paid now. I don't have to worry about that, but I was saving up all my money that I was making to pay off taxes. And then after I paid off my taxes, I was pretty much broke, and then I was still looking for a family from Canberra to go to Sydney, and like I had to spend all my money on going to Sydney and interviews and recharging my cell phone so that I could call people and ask them for a job. And I finally got a job from Canberra, and then I came to Sydney and it didn't work out, and I haven't even gotten a full paycheck from them. I got $100 the first week because I was working with the au pair, and the next week, by then she had decided that she doesn't want me to work for her. So I was doing a little bit of work. I was helping with the boys and doing as much cleaning as I could, and they gave me they gave me $200, which wasn't even my full pay again. And like I had to spend all of that on traveling for interviews around the city, traveling for interviews for families, and then I would get turned down, and oh my gosh. I went through such a hard thing. Like, I'm amazed that I didn't have a panic attack when I was sent to the hostel. Because I, honestly, when I went to the hospital, I only had about $50 at the time. I was going to get some more. I didn't know, though. I didn't know I was going to get some more money later on in my bank account. But I literally had to sit and decide if I was going to buy my meal for the night, if I was going to buy dinner, or if I was going to save that money and tomorrow morning buy a multi-ticket for public transport, which is an unlimited ticket for a whole week for trains and buses and ferries throughout Sydney. And I was like, well, at least if I get that, then I'd be able to make it to all the interviews. But I'm like, oh my God, I have to decide if I'm going to eat tonight or if I'm going to travel tomorrow. And that's when I decided to call a family who has 6 children that I had an interview with, and 1 child is on the way. It's due in about a week and a half now. I think it's May 10th is the due date. And yeah, that sounds like a lot of kids, but I met with them. The kids are so well behaved. They've been raised to be very just good children, and I felt totally comfortable with them. And I'm also the position's a mother's helper, so I'm going to have the mom with me all the time. I'm never really going to be alone with the children. So I really liked them. I loved the parents. The kids were wonderful. Such great personalities, and I'll get to more into that family, but I loved them. But the thing was, they weren't offering me enough money as what I wanted. They were offering me $200 a week, and I wanted a minimum of at least $250. But they were not going to be able to afford that because they send all their kids to a private school called Steiner Education, and that's expensive. And then this house is very big and expensive, and then their food bill. They have 6 children to feed, and then themselves, and now me. So their grocery bill is probably huge. So I understood, but I called them back after that first interview, and I let them know that I wasn't going to be able to take their job because I really needed to make more money. But that was 2 days before I had the interview with them, 2 days before I got sent to the hostel. And that night when I got sent to the hostel, I was there for a good 7 hours before I was really starting to think, because like, you know what? I'm in such a situation right now that I need to make a decision. And I decided to call this family and offer them the position, and I told them the situation I was in, that I was staying at a hostel and I had no idea where I was going to be living in the next 2 days. Because I was here for 3 nights, and in the next 2 days I don't know where I'm going to be. And they took me in. They took me in, and I appreciate them so much for it. And I'm happy to be here. I've been here for 1 night, and it's my first day. The family has gone out to do one of the children's drama classes, and then they'll be back. A big family. I really can't fit in their multi-van. Yeah, but yeah, that's everything that's been happening, and I'm safe, and I'm okay, and I've learned so much from all of this. And I cannot tell you how appreciative I am of these people for taking me in. This is the scariest experience I've like, this is the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life, but I'm gonna come out fine. And yeah, I'll post another video soon because I've been talking for about 10 minutes. And yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me and just waiting for me to really tell what's been happening. But that's the main story. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment about it, and I will gladly answer them. Alright, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I love you. I love everyone. Alright.